What is up, everyone? Welcome back to GrayDays TV, and today I'm going to be talking about the disappearance of a man named Michael McClain. Mike McClain was a 29-year-old resident of Manchester, New Hampshire, who went missing on April 21st of 2019. Mike, who was described by his father as a jokester and someone who loves life, was born and raised in Stamford, Connecticut, and graduated from Hesser College, now Mount Washington College, with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And he was currently working with children with autism at a non-profit organization called Easter Seals. On the night in question, Michael went to the Tropical Lounge nightclub, now known as the Opus Lounge, in Nashua, New Hampshire, with a few friends. So at around 1:30 a.m., an altercation began between two young women at the nightclub that started inside the club but eventually escalated outside of the club. Now, apparently, Michael knew one of the women involved, and it was initially reported that he got involved in the incident and tried to break up the two, but it has now been confirmed that he had nothing to do with the incident, and at no point did he try to break it up. But due to the altercation, eventually Nashua police were called, and they later told Dateline that when they got there and they broke up the fight, they basically told everyone to go home. And friends who were with Mike at the club that night later told police that that is when they got separated from Mike. They also told police that they tried texting Mike around 2 a.m., but that he never responded, and eventually they all just went home, I guess assuming that he found his way home. But when Mike didn't return phone calls from his mother and grandmother on Easter, which was the following day, April 21st, his parents began to think that something was wrong. And so did his roommate, who reported Michael missing on April 22nd of 2019, after realizing that he never came back home.
A family broken by heartache since April 20th, the night Michael McClain was last seen.
This is a place where you do not want to be. Sleep, don't know what that's about. You just running on empty right now.
Michael's family says he lived in Manchester for the last several years, working at Easter Seals. He was reported missing after a night out at the Tropical Lounge in Nashua. His father, Edward, says he'd never take off without letting anyone, especially his mother, know that he's okay.
Michael had a lot going for him. Michael still has a lot going for him. So for someone to just up and disappear, this is not Michael.
Hundreds of missing posters like this one handed out to volunteers to be put up around Nashua and Manchester in the hopes of sparking someone's memory.
So what exactly happened to Michael after he got separated from his friends that night? Well, after some investigation, authorities later found footage of Michael walking on West Hollis Street and making a quick beeline onto Elder Street, which is apparently a small alleyway, according to Edward McClain, which is Michael's father. Michael's father also told Dateline that shortly before 2 a.m., Michael actually called his boss. And the only thing he said was, "They're after me, more than one." And when she tried to call him back, he didn't answer the phone. At some point that night, Michael also tried to get in contact with his neighbor and ended up texting that person 3 cryptic messages. One stating, "Help, LOL hour," the second stating, "We stood aloof," and the third stating, "Eldridge bro." Now, it's not really clear why the messages were sent to the neighbor or what Michael was trying to get across, but his parents believe that his phone may have been dictating words into text, and we all know how inaccurate our phones can be when we try to speak into text. But other than the phone call to his boss and the text to his neighbor, Michael wasn't able to get in contact with anyone else. And Mike's phone was last pinged at a McDonald's on East Hollis Street around 2 a.m. on April 21st. But after that, no one could reach him. Michael was last seen on video surveillance in the area of the residence of Riverfront Landing apartment complex located on 11 Bancroft Street as he walked out of a parking garage located at the rear of the complex and out of view. And this occurred at approximately 3:23 a.m. on April 21st of 2019. Michael's parents believe that after he visited McDonald's, he went to a gas station to try to make a phone call, and after that, he went to that apartment complex. But they don't really have a guess on what the reason was for that. And as you may have noticed, a lot of the information that I got seems to be coming from the parents, and that is because they believe that they are doing most of the work in this investigation. Now, the Nashua police are investigating this disappearance, but Michael's father has said that he is only getting brief updates from them, and it's only when he is requesting these updates. So he feels as though the family is doing more work in the investigation than the actual police are.
Nearly 5 months later, the family is pushing for the public to come forward, frustrated with the information they've received so far from investigators.
I just need them to do more. They just need to communicate more with the family.
Michael's aunt speaks directly to the people who were with him that night.
You were with him. You have to know something. You can't say you don't know anything, because that's impossible. If this is your friend, you need to go to the police and you need to tell them something. We want answers. That's all. We want answers, whether he's coming back complete whole to us or whether we have to give him the proper going away. We want Michael back, and we're not going to stop until we get him back.
Nashua police say this is an open and active investigation. In Nashua, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Mike McClain is a black male about 5'10", with a medium build and 180 to 190 pounds. He has a small goatee, was wearing his hair in short braids at the time he went missing. He wears green contact lenses, has piercings in both ears, and multiple tattoos on his forearms and hands. Although he does drive, Mike McClain did not drive to Nashua on the night of his disappearance, but rather rode into the city with friends. Now, anyone with information is urged to contact Nashua Police Department, and all that information is going to be on the screen right now, either taking up the entire screen or taking up this bottom part right here. And basically all the information I got from this video, I found on the site called findmikemcclain.com. So if you want to know more information about this, you want to read into some of the stuff yourself, that is the website to go to. And it'll be the first link in the description down below. So as far as what I think about this case, one of the big things that stuck out to me was one of the last things I actually told you guys, which was Mike didn't drive that night to the club. He rode there with his friends. I've always never understood how someone could ride to a place with their friends and then their friends not be able to contact them, but just leave and go home. Now, I understand with drinks involved and things of that nature, no one wants to assume the worst. You're going to assume, okay, they got to ride home with someone else. They got to Uber, all of this stuff. But if you don't have confirmation, I don't see how you could just leave that night. And I'm not blaming the friends at all. I'm just pointing out that's one of the red flags that I see in this, is that once he got separated, they couldn't get in contact with him. And I know you can't just wait there forever, but they just went home. And he was reported missing 2 days later on Monday. But it is easy to look back on something like this when I wasn't involved in it in any way and say, oh, I would have did this and this and this. It's easy to say that, but you really don't know until you're in that situation. So like I said, I don't blame the friends at all in this situation. That's just something I wanted to point out. As far as theories on what may have happened to Michael McClain, from what I've seen on the comment sections of articles and on Reddit that talk about this case, a lot of people that are from that area seem to think that some way or another Michael might have ended up in the river that is around that area. And I'm probably going to put up a screenshot right here so you can see a map of the area. Now, as far as how he ended up in that river, I mean, the guesses are endless. Somebody could have put him there. He could have fell in. There's so many different options on what could have happened to him. But I don't want to go too far into theories because this case is only about a year old. And I don't want to put too many theories out there on what may or may not have happened to Michael. So as far as updates, the latest update I could find on this was a tweet by the Nashua Police Department in February, which basically posted the standard missing person information on Michael McClain and asked that anybody with information contact them. But if you have any theories, feel free to let me know about them down below. And let me know if you heard about this case before or if this is your first time hearing about it. I know for me, before I saw this as a recommendation in the comment section, I never heard about this. So guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But more importantly, make sure you're staying safe. These are pretty scary times we got going on right now, and I just want everybody watching this video to stay safe, stay healthy. So I hope you guys continue to have a great day, great week, great month, great year. And like always, I will catch you next video.